Welcome back, guys. Joel on True. It is time for some Romulan action. We are Trekyards. He is Commander Cockings.
He is Captain Foley.
Yeah, today we are looking at the Romulan Gryphon class, which is there's a story here. It was in Star Trek Legacy, but it was part of a mod, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And this ship is based on a FASA design from back in the day, the Z1 Nova. So
yay, we can talk about a class, because when's FASA? The 80s? So really it's an 80s design that a tremendous fan put into let's not say a modern game. Legacy is not a modern game. But lets us look at this ship and appreciate the design and see its interpretation and just, because I do remember this ship, both either from playing the mod or from FASA, but I do think it's quite a distinct sort of non-Romulan yet Romulan looking design, kind of ish. Yes, no. I think it stands out. Stuart, what do you think of this ship now, looking at it as a clear render?
I do like the paint scheme. They're definitely matching like the bird of prey type look, honestly. And you can see the details from the Trekyardians with those nacelles. Like, I like the upgrade from the FASA version, because I actually have a miniature of the FASA one, and it's a pretty interesting design. But I like the wing details. I like the feather details. It's got that kind of Romulan look to it. So, yeah, I think it looks great, actually.
Yes, it's such a funny Romulan, but not. If you took off the secondary hull wingness, it's just kind of shapes in the middle. That's not Romulan at all. It's almost kind of, like in Star Trek Renegades, there's a mixture Klingon Federation hybrid ship. It kind of has almost that vibe slightly. But if you put it all together, then it opens up the Romulan context into, of course, there's more than Bird of Prey and Trekyardians. There'd have to be. So I see there's just another styling. There's enough of the familiar to allow for the everything else different, because what's the purpose of the ship that's not the standard? So I like that, because it's not giant, which I like. It's very relatable sized, bigger than Bird of Prey, always of course smaller than Trekyardians. Everything is, but what is the mid warship? So I'm interested.
Well, in FASA, the Nova class was a battleship, so it was it was like the toughest, biggest kind of ship. So this is interesting because it maintains a lot of the look of the original one, but there are a few differences we'll get into when we look at different views. But
I really like the use of the copper wing accents.
I do too.
What does it do? Not sure, but it is a nice little pop of colour that I think really adds something. It kind of re-TMPs it a little bit, because they had some of those other colours, not necessarily Romulans, but just Starfleet, and I don't know, just puts me back into more the Lost era as one of the many things of the design. But
I would say absolutely. Like, if you showed me this, I'd be like, probably a Lost era ship, because again, FASA was the refit, like movie era, so I like it.
I mean, certainly late Lost era because of Derek's and Cells, right?
Yes.
But I like it. But let's see how we think. Back view, more Romulan probably, but that's because you can't see as many of the other shapes. Like the wingness takes over a bit.
A lot of Klingon vibes going on too with the nacelles and stuff. Honestly, they feel very D7-y.
More so from this angle, yeah, which hides the facades. But hey, they shared tech, so that makes sense for a bit.
Absolutely. You got that looks like a massive impulse engine in the middle there at the back, which is a nice touch.
I mean, it's quite well balanced, really.
Mm-hmm. Not a lot of windows, and by window scale you can see it's not super large, which again is great. But
I wonder what the big black grilling is. It's such a distinct design choice. And there's windows right next to it, so it wouldn't be certain things, but I like it. It breaks the details very well. And certainly the way they've taken the hard angles of the back, but then put a soft angle feathered plate on top of it, because there's a big flat plate, gives it that nice end of the bird's back wing, back tail feather. Instantly gives that really, really well, while still keeping the hard edges of a spaceship.
Yeah, and again, those copper colors really pop here, which I like. I love copper on Romulan ships. I painted my Trekyardians with copper wing details. So
hey, maybe this inspired you without you realizing.
Probably, maybe.
Next, whoa!
Next,
well, that's different.
Again, this feels very Klingon-like.
Yes. It's just really different. This is cool for games where normally you see the top and the bottom's often under-detailed. This thing is fully detailed. This thing is loads of little elements.
I also love how there's a red glow near the one area where it could be like bizarre collector, like a hydrogen collector, you know.
Well, I mean, it's super runabouty, which it's slightly distracting because it's almost verbatim, but also it's just a cool detail, right? And it's small enough to be not intrusive, but also big enough to be... Oh, that does a function, right? It's not a glow line for a glow line. I'd say, oh, okay, I get what that probably is trying to do. There's even like a lower planetary sensor dome kind of thing at the bottom near the front, which is odd.
Yeah, there's a lot of shapes going on here. But I like it.
I mean, very organic, the front 30%, 50%. Like, so many curves, almost aqua life, like... Very different to the top view. Very, very different to the top view. I kind of wishing, though, that... And there might be implied, but there's two blue glow circle elements in sort of the lower spine, as it were. I would love that to be a distinct torpedo pod or plasma torpedo pod. That would make sense to me. I don't know if it is, if it's trying to be, but that big weapon, that I would buy.
That would be cool, yeah. It definitely has a vibe like that, like it's something important, so...
I'm getting quite a lot of Defiant vibes as well, now I'm looking at this view, both with those grilling bits, but also just how the wings kind of... Almost as if they round out the wings, they've kind of got the inner-facing windows of the Defiant. There's some Defiantiness there.
And some more runabout with those struts, how they're kind of... The way they're shaped.
Actually, yes. Actually, yeah. Huh.
So...
Which, of course, is a coinkydink, because if this is faithful to FASA, that stuff didn't exist yet, so...
Well, the FASA one looks much different from this angle.
Okay.
Yeah, the top and bottom and front, it looks very similar, but...
Okay. But yeah, I think it's actually a really great view of it. I think this is great. Back view, okay. Huh.
Oh, maybe that's the impulse. No, that's a shuttle bay with the red force field. Okay, detail. Interesting. This looks kind of awkward, honestly. Yeah, it's not super imposing from this view. But...
Well, it's back heavy, but it implies armor to me. It implies we have a lot of internal volume. So actually, I like it's all kind of like a turtle almost. You know, that back, but type of form. But again, good use of the copper. I like the shuttle bay. I think it blends. I mean, it's weird, but also the Enterprise D is proportioned very oddly, but it works. This I think is similar. It's weird, but I think it works. But let's look orthographic. I feel like I know what it's going to be. And here we go, top and bottom. Which, boy, they're very similar when you do this.
Yeah, the only part that's really changed from the Nova class in this one is the back has been changed shape-wise. Other than that, it's pretty much the exact same look. This doesn't feel like it would be agile or anything like battle ready. It just doesn't look like it's bursting with weapons. This feels more like a transport of sorts. This doesn't feel like it would be a battleship, honestly. I don't know. I don't get aggressive vibes from it.
Because I'm wondering if, and I was thinking this from this view, that top view is very similar to a Stargate Gould cargo ship.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, pretty much.
I almost said cargo ship.
Which is why I thought, I wonder if you're subconsciously saying, I'm picking up on that. Because it's very similar.
Maybe.
Without too many changes, you could move the shapes. But that's the thing, the back has so much physical feeling as if there's room that, yeah, I see cargo ship, right? Or very Ferengi, Marauder, right? There is some similarity there. But of course, if they're retractable weapon pods, as in like doors that weapons come out, it can be bristling weapons, you just don't know. So I'm not going to pull that away from it, given that it could be armoured and whatever. So I think battleship's fine, just a different style of battleship, where it's all about being a big, bulky, or big, it's not even bulky, but you know what I'm trying to say, just big.
If anybody watching knows more about this vehicle, by all means, put it in the comments.
If you designed it, holler up, put your head up. But I really quite like the double black grills as well on the top. The way that's formed, it breaks up the details and the colours really well.
Well, the Trekyardians has the same kind of black detailing up there. There's like vents like that.
I think they're more greenier than just a jet black colour.
Oh, they are, but they're the same kind of detail. Like, this just sticks out a bit more. And again, on my model, I painted them black. Like, this is...
Right, okay.
This is my color palette, pretty much.
Oh, this is cool. I mean, it's yeah, it's cool. Next view, though...
This yeah, it's not as elegant. It looks like it's got a broken back because of the way that the top kind of bows in. I wish it was built up more. And also the nacelles stick way far down compared to the Nova class, which were up higher, which made it look more aggressive. This just looks really awkward and strange.
It's weird.
Yeah, and that back view is definitely Ferengi Marauder vibes.
Wow. I mean, hey, I'll give it this one thing. The side view, I do get parrot. I mean, it's bird. It's more bird-like than a Deredex in some ways. I see more like there's more random organic curves, and the double back thing is quite cool. The nacelles seem overly big from the side. Powerful, but they seem just I don't know why. I don't know if that'd be good, better, smaller, but it feels like more of a big choice. And the front and back view, that curve is certainly not what I was expecting. It reminds me of Stargate the Death Glider a bit, with the way that's structured, but also a little bit Bird of Prey like with the wings, again, just a little bit, but replacing themselves with guns. Or even the sonar fighters from Insurrection, again, very similar front sort of aesthetic vibe. All coincidences in those two regard. It's very strange. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it's caught me by surprise. And we can now finally see the impulse engine, this kind of small relatively to it purple thing at the top. The giant shuttle bay at the bottom.
Yeah, the shuttle bay is cool. I like the way that's placed and I like the way that looks, but the impulse engine, you just expect to be a little bit bigger or have more of them?
Well, I see other details at the back of the wings that could easily be tertiary and secondary impulse engines.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's striking. It's definitely a design. And then, yeah, first picture's last picture, which, again, does not allude to all the dramatic angles we just saw. But yeah, okay, Stuart, where are you landing on this? Is it your new favourite Romulan ship, or is it going to be a skip, or what are you thinking? I felt we're on a journey here, so I want to know what you think.
It's not my new favourite. When I first saw it, I'm like, oh, that's very similar to the FASA one. And then as we looked at it more, I'm like, okay, they got the same design language, but they definitely, I think, changed the purpose of the ship, in my opinion anyway. It just doesn't feel as aggressive as the FASA version. You can tell the FASA was definitely an inspiration for this, though. So, I don't know. It's cool. It's a nice part of the fleet, but I would not put this on like a front lines. This feels more like a cargo or a transport vessel of some kind. Some, I don't know. That's the vibe I get. What about you? What do you think?
Well, it feels both cohesive and non-cohesive at the same time, in that it's a radical, let's do this and this. And put it all together, I'm like, okay, the designer was going for a style, a vibe, a being different, yet I can see the Derek, I can see these other elements. So I appreciate its design choice. It isn't just, as we've looked at previously, the TOS one with some tweaks, or a Deredex removing the second hull. It's actually distinct. This is what I think they would have done in TNG if they had a bigger budget for more warships. This sort of, it's the same race, but a real sidestep, but enough of the same. And had they done that, of course, they would have done more fine details that would have been like, oh, okay, I see the logic. This is obviously a game model. I said, pretty good considering. I like texturing. It works well. A lot of these ships we've looked at, the scale feels off, but I buy it here. So I commend them for that, because that can often be a problem, especially with game ships. No, I like it. It's cumbersome and weird, but maybe that's to fight the Enterprise C, which is a bit cumbersome and weird, right? Maybe. So yeah, I like it. Maybe I'll put in a fan film, maybe I won't. Probably not, but maybe.
Alright guys, let us know your thoughts on this. Did you play it in the game? Do you know anything else about it? Like I said, if you do, please comment down below. That's what the comment section is for. But let us know what you thought about it, and by all means, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. We really appreciate that. Share this with any Trek fans that you think might appreciate it as well. And make sure you click the notification bell icon to all so you don't miss our lives and all the other amazing content that we upload.
Ships you probably haven't seen in years and have a lot of clear views of. And these views might then be on Google because they're so good and clear. Maybe. But yes, if you want to support what we do here for that public service, then Patreon is a great way. It's monthly support, even $5, or join the channel on YouTube. Also monthly, also $5-able. Help if you can. Or PayPal, one-time donations, trekyards@hotmail.com. That all goes towards trips and show costs, or super chatting on any of our lives, or super thanksing. We love the sort of supers because you can be on live, say a thing, and really divert a conversation. So appreciate that, and thank you in advance.
That's right. So until next time, he is Commander or Sub-Commander.
And he is Fleet Commodore Admiral the Third Foley.
See you next time, guys.
Bye, guys.